Yeah, a lot of people are wondering, do the Dallas Cowboys still have a chance at the playoffs? Well, when you first look at it, you'd have to say somebody's crazy. But then, when you start studying these schedules, the Cowboys are not out until the fat lady sing. Welcome, 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 Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of things, great things coming up this season. And last time I checked, we are 26 subscribers from 20,000 subscribers. Man, I never even imagined 5,000, even in the first year, even the first 2 years. But 20,000 in 1 year? To God be the glory. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all for just telling other people about this channel. Appreciate y'all, man. So let's keep this thing going. So, today, got really one long topic and the rest are all short. I want to talk a little bit about Quandre Diggs. And I'm talking a little bit about Quandre Diggs. Looks like Quandre Diggs has been released by the Tennessee Titans. And I've already seen what people are saying. Stop playing, Dallas. Go get Quandre Diggs. Next up, I want to talk about a fascinating story as it pertains to Breece Hall. And I'm saying it's fascinating because there are always people talking about certain players. And you know, I look all around X and people are always talking about players, and I saw a lot of people talking about Breece Hall. But sometimes, man, I'm telling you, the way fans feel about players, well, it's not the Cowboys so much I look at when I start thinking about how the Cowboys are reacting to a certain player. I'm looking at how the entire league is looking at a certain player. And so I'm gonna share a story with you about Breece Hall, which is absolutely crazy in the grand scheme of things. Then we're gonna watch some of the video that Matty Dubs released, kind of expounded on what I talked about the other day about how Williams and Wilson are going to make a huge difference for the Dallas Cowboys. I've already told you why they're going to make a huge difference. It just makes sense. And again, I'm telling y'all, everybody who keeps hating on Matt Eberflus, you might as well buckle in. Matt Eberflus, unless there is a catastrophe down the stretch, Matt Eberflus is here for the foreseeable future. Not only this year, not only this season, but next season, because the players they are getting actually fit the system that Matt Eberflus has been trying to run all along. And then we are going to get to the subject matter of our show today. The Cowboys road to the playoffs. And I think y'all are going to be pleasantly surprised. Because when you start looking at where the Cowboys are, the Cowboys, if they can just improve in the bye week, Cowboys have a great chance, an absolute great chance of making the playoffs. So that is going to be our show for today. Quandre Diggs, Breece Hall, Williams and Wilson, and the road to the playoffs. Let's go. Let's go. Milestone coming up. Who knows? It might be tonight. It might be tomorrow. It might be, who knows, next week or whatever it is. I give all glory to God and I put him first. And I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Let's get a quick roll call and then we go get this thing started. Let's go. Big Moss Dog. What up with your Big Moss Dog? Mose Logan, what's going on? Total different defense when the play the Raiders and the Titans released the 3 times Pro Bowler safety Diggs. Should Dallas go for him? That's what I'm going to ask y'all tonight. Appreciate you, Mose Logan. Hey, Seuss, what's going on? We got some pedigree players now. Yeah, we got some dogs. Thank you, Micah. Jerry is building a contender. Golf, Mahomes, Hurst, get ready to have a long day. Yeah, we're going to look different. John Jones said, what up, G Money? I said some New Jack City. True texting up in this thing. David, Duenes, what is going on with you? He said, I still believe, positive, confident. 2025, Cowboys will turn it back. Greatest comeback will go to the Super Bowl. He said, rest in peace, Marshawn Nealon. Yes, sir. True texting, with a little luck for them and a few losses by others, there's a small chance, in my opinion. Yes, sir. And that is what we're going to look at on the road to the playoffs. Doomsday Cowboys, what's going on? He said Quinnen Williams is a great signing. This guy's going to be an immediate help on defense. Yes. Richard Owens up in here. Derek Grimsley, pray all is well. Yeah. Wilson and Williams, immediate impact. John Henry, this thing. Let's go. Garrett Thorsell, what's going on? Jerry got some great trades on defense. What's going on? Kello V. Dominique Pittman, my man, up in this thing. What's going on? Rest in peace, number 94. Lock and D, what's going on? Brandy, hey chat, rest in peace, 94. Ty Howard, what's going on? Al Gone, what's going on? And it is the Queen. What's going on, Queen? Kippy, I love that name. Kip, what's going on, Kip? Brad Worley, what's going on with you? Kippy said it's time to see our new defense. Yes, always stay blessed. You too, bro. Top World, what's going on? KH8641, I'm awake is obviously awake. He said, G, what up? I'm awake. Good to see you. JCT Slice, he said when Dak Prescott is healthy, we're rarely not in that mix. As long as we have 4, we can make those playoffs. Yeah, we got to get Brian Schottenheimer out of that doggone defensive room and get his butt back in that offensive room and let him and Clay Adams, let's get this run game back on track. What's going on, Sooners fan? He said the only way the Cowboys make the playoffs is if they play 10 times better on defense. Sooners fan, I got a strange feeling. I have a strange feeling. Cowboys are going to play 10 times better. Jamalism, what's going on? He said the best show on YouTube. You said it, I didn't. What's going on with you? Ryan R, he said, yeah, we will make the playoffs. I don't see why we can't. Oh, you're going to like this piece I got going. And we're going to be doing this piece for the remainder of the season. The Cowboys road to the playoffs. You heard it here first. We are going to deal with that the entire season. David Riley, what's going on? He said they had no chance. David Riley, I'm going to change your mind. I'm going to change your mind, or at least you're going to say I can see what you're saying. Timothy Govan in this thing. What's going on? I think that is Shaki Lally. What's going on? He said, I hate to say it, but this team is done. All right, just wait and see what I show you. Then you tell me the same thing. Katharina Kiss, what's going on, my sister? Win for life, what's going on? All right, let's get this thing going. Catlin, what's going on with you? Good to see you. Uncle Rody, yeah, that's secondary now. I think the Cowboys are hoping that secondary is addressed. I think they're hoping that Savone Revel Jr., Josh Butler, Colin Kaysen, Kaysen Carter, whatever his name is, moving Bland maybe back to the slot. The Cowboys see a whole lot of things, I believe. I think they see a whole lot of things they can do. What's going on? Randall Truth, anything is possible. Great show always. It's Mills 36 in the building. What's going on, Mills 36? All right, let's get this thing going. Appreciate y'all. Ken, please, up in here. What is going on? I see you, Terry Tatum. I see you. John Jones, happy birthday to you. Early birthday. He says his birthday is tomorrow. You getting them Jordan 12s tomorrow? I missed out on them rare airs, them rare air 11s. What's going on? Win for life. Marvin Mays up in this thing. Bass up in here. What's going on? Dolores Ennis, good to see you. Going to the game Monday night. All right. Davion Wallace up in here. What is going on? Bernard Fields. Man, I'm just so thankful for all of y'all. I just try to get you all in. Viking for life. What's going on? Rico Jones. Let's go. Let me see here. Okay. LVE, Leighton Vander Esch. Okay, I saw that. Leighton Vander Esch had an interview. Y'all should watch it. He calls it our linebacker room. It starts with them. And you know what? Hey, we'll do that tomorrow's show because I want to make sure I go in there and find it because I saw it today, and it's a long interview. The 70s fan, I'm excited about the rest of the season. Oh, man, me too. Yeah, Rich Lord is up in this thing. Boy, I got him and Chanel in the same show. Boy, we about to have some fun tonight. Rich Lord, great players make great coaches. Flus just got better. Rich Lord. Matty LaFleur is here to stay. They just got him some players. He's here to stay. Unless he just totally messes up the bed. Nah, Matt Eberflus, I'm sorry, but Quinnen Williams is Matt Eberflus proof. Not to mention, you're talking about the 5-man front. You're going to be able to put Osa, Solomon Thomas, Quinnen Williams, Oso Digizua, Perrion Winfrey, whatever combination of that you want to use. That 5-man front for the Cowboys will be a problem going forward. You watch what I tell you. They will be a problem. Timothy Govan up in this thing. He said, what if the Cowboys use the 2 first-round draft picks to acquire Crosby in the offseason? Your thoughts, G? You know what? I would rather the Cowboys go in the draft. I would rather Timothy Govan, the Cowboys, go in the draft. Go in there and get the best edge rusher available. Go in there and get him out of the draft. That's what I say. The Cowboys got 2 first-round draft picks. Use them. Katharina Kiss. Oh, I'm sorry. I already got Katharina. Let's go. Azteca Aguilar. Chris Dunaway up in this thing. Rico Jones. I see you. S. Manderson. Michael Tyree. All right, let's get this thing going. All right. So I want to hit a couple of quick points real quick. Couple of real quick points. Chanel said Asante Samuel and Gilmore need to be brought in now. I do think Gilmore needs to be brought in. The one thing I did see that somebody was saying about Asante Samuel Jr. Is they were saying that his height or his size, they don't like the height or the size. You know, Matt Eberflus likes the bigger corners. The Cowboys, they like the bigger corners. I'm hearing it's a no-go on Asante Samuel. But I would love for them to bring in Stephon Gilmore to kind of lock this thing down. Rich Lloyd said Jets' run defense improved immensely after they drafted Williams. Run defense will improve. Hey, Rich Lloyd, this man is here to stay. That man is here to I'll tell you, man, people don't understand. Jerry, when he got this guy players, that's what Jerry did. He went and got him some players. He thought he got him some players in the offseason. Hardly now, Solomon Thomas panned out. But a lot of the rest of them didn't pan out. Brandy, she said, G and AOC, my favorite content creators. Hey, soon. The plan is soon. Me and AOC gonna rock a show together soon. Appreciate you, Ryan R. Soon. Chanel said we need a left tackle and right tackle. Chanel, I said it the last show. Cowboys gonna have to admit something, guys. I know there are some people who love our guys, but I'm gonna tell you something. I love our guys, but I don't love our guys. I'm not so in love that when it comes to improving this team, mentally and talent-wise, the Cowboys need to be real with themselves. I just don't think Tyler Guyton, they're going to have to admit it. Tyler Guyton may not be the left tackle they're looking for. And I don't even want them to keep playing around with this Nate Thomas, Terrence Steele stuff. Man, Nate Thomas, we'll see what he does the next game, but I'm going to tell you now, go back and look at the tape. Man, Nate Thomas got his lunch took. Man, Nate Thomas got his lunch took. Now, we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll let him get some more practice in and all of that, and we'll see what happens. But he got his lunch took. All right, there is a story floating around over here. And I don't know if it's a story, but there is a story. Lynn, what's going on, Lynn, from the 903? Yeah, Logan will show. will show these linebackers how to be physical and get out them blocks. Yeah, he is exactly the kind of linebacker that Matty Eberflus is looking for. Check this out. Shoo, Mills. Say it again, Mills. Shoo, Josh Sweat. Hey, Josh Sweat had Nate Thomas pouring sweat. And not only that, I'm serious. Man, I saw Calais Campbell pick this man up with one arm and move him out the way. I said, oh, no. No, man. No, man. Cowboys got to really think about them tackles going into this offseason, because one of the problems, and we're going to, you know what? Oh, we won't talk about this today. We'll talk about it tomorrow. The Dallas Cowboys offensive woes. The Dallas Cowboys offensive woes are partially because they can't protect Dak anymore. They're getting beat on the edges, but they were getting beat on the edges before, and Dak could kind of step up. But what's been happening is the pressure has not only been coming from the edges, but some of that pressure has been coming up the middle too. We've seen, just looking at certain plays, where the Cowboys have kind of got beat up the middle from time to time too, and that ain't helping them either. So the Cowboys have got to really get this line together going against the Raiders. And I don't know if y'all saw that game last night. That thing stank. Both of them teams should have got a loss last night. That team, man, that game was stanky last night. I said, no way this game is this bad. That game was terrible. And boy, let me tell you something. I don't think there's a game remaining on the Cowboys' schedule like the Raiders. If the Cowboys allow Geno Smith, I don't care if they're playing in Geno Smith's backyard. Daggone's filthy, what up? If they allow Geno Smith to look good, I don't care if we playing in their backyard. I don't care if we playing in Geno Smith's backyard, front yard, or the side of his yard. If the Cowboys let Geno Smith look good, boy, I'm going to be so mad. I don't know. Man, y'all going to have to pray for me if the Cowboys lose to the Raiders. That team last night. Now, the defense obviously was, and you know what? I don't even know if the defense is good. Bo Nix looked terrible. Man, you know, there's a crazy stat floating around out there. There's a crazy stat floating around out there. And this goes to show you how teams play the Cowboys. Teams get up to play the Cowboys. Do y'all realize that teams, after they beat the Cowboys, they're averaging 14.6 points a game? What? They're averaging 14.6 points per game after they beat the Cowboys. Broncos put it on the Cowboys. That mess against the Raiders. They both need losses and fines. They need losses and fines. Rich Lord, I saw him. I saw when he kept that doggone. I saw that quad injury. And some say it was when he got hit in the quad, but I think it was when that big dude fell on him and his knee went into his quad. Shoot, I couldn't believe they kept putting him out there. It was an unmitigated disaster, boy. Boy. But Quandre Diggs, what are y'all thoughts? The Titans have released veteran safety Quandre Diggs. Now, I'm going to tell you why I don't think the Cowboys are going to do this. I don't think they're going to do it. Same reason why the Cowboys didn't get Minkah Fitzpatrick. Same reason why they didn't get Minkah Fitzpatrick, and I believe the Cowboys should have pulled off Factor. The Cowboys should have got Minkah Fitzpatrick, because Minkah Fitzpatrick would have automatically made the back end of Dallas Cowboys defense better. I think the Cowboys are in denial. They don't want to admit that the safeties are not good enough. And those two safeties they don't want to admit are not good enough are Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker. The Cowboys are going to have to admit that too. If they want to get better, they're going to have to admit that. Cowboys need some safeties. Or at least Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell. Let's see what they are. The Cowboys next year, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm prioritizing a safety. I don't care if they draft one. I don't care if they go trade for one. The Cowboys need a safety. They need a show enough. I mean, the Cowboys need a safety that can cover and one that can come downhill. One that's got high IQ. And the reason why I don't think they're going to touch Quandre Diggs, even though I think they should, they extended Marquise Bell, and they got money tied up in Malik Hooker, and they also got money tied up in Donovan Wilson, and I don't think the Cowboys are willing or ready to admit that their safeties are not good. I think they're going to keep on trying to work with them, and I don't think they should. The Cowboys should absolutely, right now, be talking about Quandre Diggs. At least having a discussion. They should be talking about Quandre Diggs. Quandre Diggs, I just think he would probably be better than a lot of what we have. Angie the Rebel Chicks, what's going on? All right, so that's it on Quandre Diggs. Just want to drop that on you. Let me drop this story of Breece Hall. This story on Breece Hall, y'all, is literal insanity. Man, this thing, hold on a second. Let me do something real quick here. I forgot to program something here. This thing on Breece Hall is fascinating to me. This is fascinating. All right. The Breece Hall story. Are any of y'all familiar with the Breece Hall story that's going around or went around? So now I broke this story the other day. I haven't seen anybody talking about this from the Cowboys side as far as content creators and media members. I haven't seen anybody talking about it. So I'm going to break the story for y'all again like I broke on Trey Hendrickson. The Cowboys were absolutely in the Trey Hendrickson marathon. But the Cowboys said that a second rounder was too much for Trey Hendrickson, and I applaud them for it. Nobody giving them no doggone second rounder or for Trey Hendrickson and then got to deal with his contract. Cowboys said no. And you know what? I'm glad they didn't because Jadeveon Clowney has been balling. And this dude is only going to be better. He's only going to be better with Quinnen Williams. When you have elite defensive tackle play, and we started kind of experiencing this, and then teams got smart. They started double teaming Kenny Clark. Started double teaming Oso Digizua and just running all up and down through him. Jadeveon Clowney is getting his legs up on him, and we're seeing the last two games. He's just getting better and better and better. He's hitting his stride. Donovan Ezaraku is one of the best rookie edge rushers in the league right now. I think he's in the top 3. So the Cowboys' edge game, they're fine. The Cowboys' edge game is fine. If you have elite defensive tackle play, watch how much better Jadeveon Clowney, Donovan Ezaraku, James Houston. We had a Dante Fowler sighting again. Dante Fowler, you're going to see how those players are going to play better because Quinnen Williams is that type of player. Angie had mentioned it the other day of how Osa Odigizua played better with Michael Parsons. Now, he should be playing better with Kenny Clark, too. But, we'll have that discussion another time. But now, because we got Kenny Clark and we got Quinnen Williams, boy, it's going. And they're running the 5-man front. So what are you going to do all day? Are you going to run 13 personnel on the Cowboys all day? Are you going to run 12 personnel on the Cowboys all day? I mean, what are you going to do? Because if you run a 5-man front against the Cowboys with 5 of their players, Kenny, Osa, Quinnen, Jadeveon Ezeraku, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems. You're going to have some serious, serious problems. Cowboys defense is going to be exponentially better. Yeah, Mose Logan, I agree with you. I said the same thing to my wife last night. After seeing Mess Crosby last night, I'm glad we got Quinnen Williams. I'm glad we got Quinnen Williams because I made this argument before. I'm telling y'all, man, elite defensive tackle play is where it is. Elite defensive tackle play is where it is. Man, you can just have good to borderline great edge rushers when you got elite defensive tackles. The Cowboys have 2 elite defensive tackles. Kenny Clark, and if he's not elite, he's great. He's borderline elite. He's great. So let's say he's great. Quinnen Williams, elite. Quinnen Williams, elite. Elite defensive tackle. But let me tell you this. Let me show you this Breece Hall story. This Breece Hall story is crazy. So there were people out there that were saying the Cowboys should get Breece Hall. But I'm not so much concerned about the fact that the Cowboys didn't get Breece Hall. The Kansas City media went ballistic on Kansas City because the Kansas City Chiefs were also not willing to give the Jets the asking price for Breece Hall. The Cowboys were in the sweepstakes too. I think there were about 5 teams. They were in the Breece Hall sweepstakes from what the story I read a couple of days ago. But this is the one I got from Yahoo Sports, and I don't know if they're going to mention it. But check this story out. It says they are kicking off their massive rebuild at the 2025 NFL trade deadline. This is the Jets. As the team traded away Pro Bowl defenders Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams on Tuesday. Man, let me tell you something. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But somebody mentioned this in the chat. Somebody mentioned this to me on X. I think it's the average Cowboys fan. I don't know what his tag is. If he's on here, I don't know what his tag is on YouTube. But man, let me tell you something. It would not have hurt my feelings if the Cowboys would have got Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams from the doggone New York Jets. Boy, you wouldn't have been able to control me. If the Cowboys could have got Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams, oh, your draft is good. Because you're probably not going to be able to find a Sauce Gardner. I mean, you might be able to find a Sauce Gardner. I don't think he'll be Sauce Gardner in his first couple of years. But, man, Sauce Gardner. But I digress. The Cowboys were in the Breece Hall sweepstakes as well as other teams. It says here they traded Gardner to the Colts, Williams to the Cowboys. It says though the Jets have already made 2 blockbuster deals, there are still some players on their roster who could be in new uniforms by 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Hall will be a free agent in the spring, and it would make sense for New York to trade him and get some value back. However, the franchise's asking price for the dynamic running back is scaring teams away. According to Diana Rossini of The Athletic, the Jets are seeking a 3rd-round pick for Hall. The Jets' asking price for Breece Hall is a 3rd-round pick per source, Rossini said on X. Teams have yet to meet New York's ask with just over an hour to go until the deadline. Do y'all know that Breece Hall was available for a 3rd-round pick? Now, that put the Cowboys in kind of a crunch. Cowboys don't have a 3rd-round pick, if I'm not mistaken. They gave up the 3rd-round pick for George Pickens. So that means the Cowboys would have had to either resort to a 2nd-round pick or later, and the Jets probably were not going to do it. But do y'all know what the crazy thing is? A lot of teams were not willing to give a fourth rounder for Breece Hall. What do y'all make of that? Breece Hall was available, and teams were not willing to give up a third rounder for Breece Hall. And the media over in Kansas City, they were tripping over this, because they were saying that the Kansas City Chiefs should have bought him in. But nobody wanted him for that price. That's the part I find to be fascinating. Nobody wanted him for that price. And that's why I be telling us, man, the way we see players and the way certain people see players, I mean, they can have any opinion they want to. I'm not going to criticize for it, but I'm just saying, I said this before. The league will tell you how good a player really is. The league will tell you how good a player really is. The league will tell you how good a player is whenever there's free agency. The league will tell you how good a player is whenever the trade deadlines come up. They will tell you how good that player is. Like when people were saying, I'm not even going to revisit. It's just people get so in their feelings about this stuff. But we've had players on this team that people talked about that were good, and we should have kept them, and we ought to keep them. And then when those players hit the market, nobody wants them. Nobody wants those players. Nobody wants those players. And Breece Hall is one of these players, whether we accept it or not. Breece Hall is one of these players. And I don't think Breece Hall is bad, because I think Breece Hall is good. But I think what people were telling the New York Jets, we ain't giving you no third rounder for Breece Hall. When you got to get rid of him, or you want to get rid of him anyway. Teams were basically saying we'd rather see him, we'd rather wait for him to hit free agency than to give you a draft pick for Breece Hall. Not to mention, if I'm the Cowboys, they already got Javonte Williams. They already got Phil Maffa. They already have Jaden Blue. You do better just waiting and going in the draft. You do better going in the draft. Kippy said, nah, we're not giving up no picks for a running back. Man, people were all on this, Kippy. On X, hell, get Breece Hall. Well, it's not just the Cowboys who didn't get Breece Hall. Nobody else did either. Kippy said college running backs are good enough for fifth round. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kippy, I'll say it, and I'll say it again. The running back position. There is no position in the NFL that translates quicker than the running back. Why? Simple. Run the ball. Run the ball. That's what you've done your whole life. Run the ball. If you are a great running back, you will have some success in this league. I didn't say average. If you are a great running back, you will have success in this league. David Everett, I'll start my call-in shows up again next week. But let me tell you what my apprehension is about call-in shows. I've had some apprehension about call-in shows, and forgive me, but there have been people who lurk in the background of my show. And they don't say anything, but they kind of lurk in the background. And I don't want to give those people voices. I don't want to give those people voices. And I don't want to have to be in a situation to where you have to, kill a call or say certain things about a caller or why you don't want a caller, because we got people out there, man. I'm just telling y'all just the pure hard facts. There are some people out there. And this is why I'm just trying to Trying to be careful about what I say. There are some people out there who are very, very hateful. Very, very hateful. And they'll do and find anything they can to try to bring negativity to your platform. And so I've just been kind of a little bit reluctant, Everett. So forgive me on that. I've just been a little bit reluctant to do that because I don't like that kind. I don't want this platform to be like that. Now, y'all call in. I definitely want to do it for y'all because I think y'all can talk with some sense and just want to have fun and talk Cowboys and things of that nature. But then we got other people. They would love an opportunity to try to call in so they could try to cause some kind of issue or try to, and then use it because there are people who are already doing this stuff, then try to use it to go out and spread negativity about you. And so I'm just kind of like, but forgive me, we'll get it going here soon enough. MacMan, he said, I give you credit, G. We both have been preaching defensive tackles and quarterback play are the foundation of championships. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, MacMan. See, when we got Clark, when we got Clark, teams got smart. I'm just telling y'all, this Oso Digizua hasn't been playing. Now, don't get me wrong, he's been the victim of some double teams too. But man, Oso ain't playing up to that contract, man. Dak Fan for Life, appreciate that super chat. Dak Fan for Life said Breece Hall has a fumbling problem. I don't really follow him like that. What up, Rose? What up with you? I don't really follow him like that. New house regulator in the house. I don't really follow him like that. But I can tell you this. People can tell me anything they want to. But the league spoke. The league spoke. The league said, we're not giving up the league, not the Cowboys, the league. Because sometimes people will be killing the Cowboys for not making a certain move. But what I'm looking at is, okay, so the Cowboys didn't make that move. So who will? I'm always wanting to know, well, who is making the move? Because that way I can kind of gauge, like, okay, what was the Cowboys scouting department looking at? Like, why did that team get him and the Cowboys didn't get him? If they had the same needs that the Cowboys had and the Cowboys didn't get him, then I'm concerned when the Cowboys didn't get him. But when I see the way everyone else said, we're not giving up nothing for Breece Hall. They did. They're not. Gary Thorsell, he said, hey, G, keep the show the way it is. Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, I did not know that. He had 6 fumbles last season? Wow. Well, because Javonte Williams has already had 2. Jaden Blue had 1. Brad Schottenheimer called him out in front of the whole nation. Brad Schottenheimer. Boy, Brad Schottenheimer's made every excuse why he don't want Jaden Blue running. Yeah, I like big backs. Jaden Blue is 5'9", 5'10". He's 5'10", 196 pounds. Jaden Blue comes out against the Commanders, has a pretty good game. Had a pretty nice run called back by a holding call from Jalen Tolbert. We ain't seen Jalen Tolbert since. Then then he puts the ball on the ground. He puts the ball on the ground in the Denver game. Bryce Schottenheimer comes out and calls him out. Yeah, man, we got to have consistency, and Malik Davis and Javonte Williams is doing everything right. Only for Javonte Williams to come out and fumble again at a crucial moment against the Arizona Cardinals. And again, okay, I want to see that same energy. I just want to see that same energy. But I can tell you something the Cowboys have done. Richard Owens said, G, the chat is enough for right now because you are great at answering questions. Hey, Richard Owens, that probably comes from my Bible class background. Probably comes from my Bible class background. Newhouse fam said a great running back is what gets your offense going, and then you can spread around the pass. Newhouse fam, we got to get the run game back going for Dak Prescott. It helps out. It helps out the blocking up front. Just ask offensive lines, what would they rather do, pass block or run block? I guarantee you, 98% of all offensive linemen will tell you, we would rather run block, because when you run block, you get to take it to the defensive line. When you're passing the ball, the defensive line gets to take it to you. So you have to figure out ways to slow down aggressive defensive lines. Well, you got to be able to block up front. That's one. You got to have a running back that can make some people miss and sometimes just knock some people the heck out of the way. That's two. And then number three, the thing that Brian Schottenheimer is missing, and he don't want to admit, but the thing that Brian Schottenheimer is missing is that outside run threat. You still need that. I don't care if you want to run between the tackles. Do it. Run between the tackles. Run between the tackles. But you got to be able to hit somebody every now and then on the outside. You got, and I don't want my wide receivers running doggone jet sweeps and my wide receivers having to do all the screens. I don't want that. Give me Jaden Blue in space, in the passing game, in the screen game, and get Phil Maffa in here. Somebody got to tell me where Phil Maffa is. Get Phil Maffa so you can have the running back duo that you may be looking for. But I can tell you now, Brian Schottenheimer going to have to understand, man. You can get a lot of the things that you want, but sometimes you got to go along with some of the things the franchise wants. And that is the bottom line. There will be times that there will be players that the franchise will want and you don't want. They're coming in whether you like it or not. So there's no use in sabotaging them. There's no use in trying to put them in a bad light. No, it is what it is. You want to really please the franchise? Make that player look good so they'll listen to you when you tell them who you want next. Y'all remember when Terrell Owens came in here? Bill Parcells did not want Terrell Owens. Jerry Jones said you getting Terrell Owens whether you like it or not, and this is my team. Jaden Blue is that player the Cowboys want Brian Schottenheimer to do something with Jaden Blue. I'm going to stick to where I've been on Jaden Blue. I don't want them to try to make him into a Javonte Williams 2.0. No, let him be your outside. Put him in the passing game. Put him in the screen game. Put him in the jet sweeps. Put him in the kickoff return game. Find ways to use his speed. Don't use him as a duo. Use him as a changeup in addition to. But again, he's in a predicament. Robert Simmons, appreciate that super chat. Robert said, "Gee, there are also rumors that we tried to get Quincy Williams with him, but I don't know." Yeah, I saw that today. If I'm not mistaken, that's his brother, right? They tried to get his brother, and the Jets said no. But wait a minute, Robert Simmons. Let me tell you how petty the Jets are. I don't know if it's petty or what, but something ain't right. Robert Simmons, let me tell you how petty the Jets are. The Jets are so petty. How petty are they? Then they turned around and benched. They benched his brother after they traded him. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Don't understand it. Okay, Mose Logan. Now, that'll be part 2. Part 2 is tomorrow. We're going to get to the road to the playoffs here in just a moment. Boy, I tell you, we're gonna deal with the road to the playoffs starting at 7 o'clock. We're going to deal with this last thing with Matty Dubs, and then we're going to get to the road to the playoffs. Man, I think y'all are going to really enjoy the road to the playoffs. I'm going to do this entire series I'm going to do this series every single week now. The road to the playoffs. We're going to look at the wild card road today. And then we're going to look at the divisional win tomorrow. And then we'll be looking at both of them following that road for the entire season and see how the Cowboys fare on that road. So, but I thought the story with Breece Hall was like very, very fascinating. And so now we'll go to Williams and Wilson. Here we go. Matty Dubs came back and did a video kind of based on what I told y'all the other day of why Williams and Wilson, they work for Matt Eberflus's defense and they're going to look better. So let's check this out. Wait, let me read a couple of these comments. Ben Dooley, he said, "What up, G? What up, Ben?" He said, "I think running back Breece Hall put the ball on the ground too much for Shotty." Well, man, you saw what he did. Man, he excoriated Jaden Blue. Well, now his man Javonte Williams has put it on the ground twice in two crucial moments. Two very crucial moments. Lil D Texas, what up? Rich Lloyd said, need to change his name to Breece Hall. Yeah. Put that ball on the ground. You can't run for Shotty. 5 points on the star was good. Newhouse fam said, I would have Breece Hall and Williams would have been lethal with Pickens, Lamb, Flournoy, and Ferg. Yeah, but, and again, Newhouse fam, the Cowboys were in a predicament. They didn't have a third. Cowboys don't have a third to give away. So, Cowboys definitely wasn't giving them no second for Breece Hall, like some people were saying. Shoot. Man, hey, Greg Dorsell, I agree. Big backs and fast backs. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I agree with you. I would love to have both. Chris Duvall said, what up, G? What up, my guy? What up, my guy? What up, Chris? I'm the same way, Bass. Use Blue outside, not inside. The man too small this year. He need to put on NFL weight. That's the thing that I don't understand about what Shotty did. Shotty tried to run him like he's an inside runner. He wasn't an inside runner at Texas. That's just not what he did. Why would you go against the scouting report? It's the same thing with Dak Prescott. Great play action pass quarterback. Well, why would you take away the play action pass if you're going to bring in Dak Prescott? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Mose Logan, he said, I love your show, G. He said, because you engage with us, G, versus the others. They too busy to keep talking about hit the like button or subscribe. You said it, I didn't. He said, I understand they trying to get their money, but I like how you do it. Yes, sir. Hey, you said it, I didn't, man. You said it, I did. All right, so let's check out Matty Dubs. Matty Dubs, man, this dude puts in some serious work. If y'all have not subscribed to Matty Dubs, please do. This dude must sit behind a desk all day long. He doesn't just make videos for the Cowboys, y'all. This dude makes videos for everybody and fits the Cowboys in there too. Shout out to Matty Dubs. Shout out to him. I'm telling you, this dude does an amazing job with some of the stuff that he does. And what I can't figure out is how does he do these videos and not get copyright struck? Because I've tried, every time I try to do a film video, bam, copyright strike. Bam, copyright strike. I'm like, man, I can't even deal. I had to cut it out of the videos. But nevertheless, here's Matty Dubs. Let's check him out.
Cowboys made some really big moves during this year's trade deadline, acquiring not only Quinnen Williams, but also Logan Wilson, two guys that can drastically help this defense being able to stop the run, but also, and more importantly, being able to get pressure on the quarterback, something they have not been great at over the first few months of the season, especially now not having a guy like Micah Parsons. Now, before we break down these additions and before I really showcase to you why prayers go out to them, they have one of the best offenses in football. I know versus the Cardinals, it didn't really show. They had a ton of turnovers. That's not really like them, but they rank 4th in the NFL in points per game. Right, they're really good in the run game, top 10. They've been great at protecting Dak Prescott. It's all really good offensively, and if they didn't improve this defense...
Dak has been making the offensive line look a lot better than it is, and teams are realizing it. Dak Prescott has been maneuvering, stepping up in the pocket, taking hits and things like that, and Dak's been making the offensive line look, he's been covering up some some warts that they have. But I also, there may have been something going on. And Robert M. mentioned this. And I didn't think about it until this thing kind of happened. This thing kind of happened with Marshawn Neely. Well, Dak Prescott lost his mom. And I'm thinking, was it her birthday the day of the Arizona Cardinals game? I think it was her birthday the day of the Arizona Cardinals game. And Dak Prescott might have been in his feelings a little bit. I'm wondering, Dak Prescott wasn't getting away like he normally do. I wonder if he was in his feelings a little bit. I can understand it. I lost my mom, and I know how that affects a person sometimes, man. On those days, man, it's tough. It's tough. I just wonder, just throwing that out there, but Dak's been making that offensive line look better than it actually is by stepping up, stepping to the side, getting the ball out fast. But was against the Cardinals, they took away some of that, man, and Dak was on that ground. And I think that's one of the reasons why the offensive line, that's one of the reasons why the offense didn't look as good too. Shotty's gonna have to get in that offensive room, man.
With their run defense being so bad, it allows offenses to be really dynamic and unpredictable when it comes to establishing the run, utilizing play action, getting second level linebackers to overcommit up, but adding Quinnen Williams, a guy who is just deadly on this defensive line. You can see a combo block here. This guy's going to leak into the second level to take out the linebacker, and then watch Quinnen Williams. Once they allow those singles, the one-on-one to happen, he throws the dude to the side and goes and gets Bucky Irving for a 3-yard loss. I mean, this is what the Cowboys
This dude is a monster.
They could never stop the run. They just didn't have it in them, right? Even with Micah Parsons, they couldn't stop the run. But adding a guy like Quincy Williams, adding a guy like, Kenny, right? Kenny Clark, these interior defensive linemen go from probably one of the worst groups in the league to now one of the best. At least in my opinion. I know they're not the youngest guys in the world.
I agree.
But in terms of being able to stop the run, we should see them really shoot up defensively.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be that way.
I 100% agree. Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, Quinnen Williams is going to make all of the players around him better. All of them.
Here's another one. He comes out in a 4-eye, right? 4-eye basically means you're on the inside shoulder of the tackle. Now, he can line up anywhere, right? He can line up here, here, sometimes even a zero technique. He can line up literally everywhere on the defensive line. They come out in 22 personnel, essentially 2 backs, 2 tight ends, and they just try to run the ball, a little bit of pre-snap motion. He goes right past the left tackle, right past him. I mean, the left tackle is no chance. Swims, right, pushes him to the side, stays on his feet. Look, he gets tripped up here by the tight end.
This dude is a beast.
Like Ashton Genty, and he gets blocked as well. This is unbelievable. Goes through the first guy, trips over the tight end, gets nailed by the fullback, stays on his feet, and gets a tackle. Guess what? Another 3-yard loss.
This dude is a beast. If you guys
don't believe me in terms of he can really change the dynamic of a defense, I don't know what you guys are watching. It's not a coincidence he's this good. Really quickly, before I talk about why his versatility is going to help this team, I do ask a little bit of a favor from you guys. Hit the like button.
I am telling y'all, this dude, Quinnen Williams, is different. Quinnen Williams is different, y'all. Quinnen is different. This is not an average player. Quinnen Williams is not a good player. He's not a great player. Quinnen Williams is an elite defensive tackle. Elite. Elite eats double teams. He doesn't just take them, he eats them. And then he stays in the play. Okay, Catherine Kiss. Okay, so her birthday was September the 4th. So was that the anniversary of the death? Because people were talking about this this Cardinals game like it was significant as it applied to Dak Prescott's mom. Because if y'all remember, they were asking him about it at the press conference. So I'm wondering if that might have had an effect. Okay, that's it. Karen, her death date was the 3rd. Okay, got you. Not the birth date, but the death date. So I wonder if that had somewhat of a little bit of an effect on it. Big Rumbowski, what up? Touche, Big Rumbowski, touche. Big Rumbowski said, no, the Arizona front. He said, Big Rumbowski said, the Arizona front four were in Dak's feelings all night long. He couldn't keep in one spot either. Each of them was getting pressure. Yeah, that part too. Yeah, that part too. That part too, boy. Yes, sir. Yeah, they were in his feelings too. Yeah, hey, again, man, I'm telling you. You ever heard that term somebody says, don't believe the hype? No, with Kenny, believe the hype. Believe the hype, y'all. Believe the hype. Kenny is one of them. Check him out on this play.
You haven't already done so yet. Helps out the channel so much, and if we can get over, let's say, 500 likes on this video, we will continue to cover this Dallas Cowboy team, push them back maybe 3-4 yards, and then just out hustle them, right? Gets it, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, he showed this play that they were seeing us. All right.
Again, I think the versatility.
Let's see. He gonna go. Let's go to Logan Wilson next. I'm sure this is where he's at next.
Personnel, one running back.
Now, let me tell you about Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson is not an elite linebacker. Logan Wilson is not an elite linebacker. He's not. What Logan Wilson is a good to in between great and good linebacker. Now, Logan Wilson did not get benched because he's a bad linebacker. Logan Wilson got benched because his ex-defensive coordinator, I think it was, has went to the Indianapolis Colts, and the new defense coordinator, he is wanting the younger players to be his defense now. And so they basically said Logan. But if you look at the stats, Logan Wilson by far was the best linebacker. Make it make sense. My understanding is too, Vach Lombardi was saying this. My understanding is too that he requested a trade, and so what the Bengals did, they also sat him so they could have him ready for the trade deadline.
One tight end. They do have another wide receiver in line in Adam Thielen, but Logan Wilson does a really good job not overreacting too early. He does what we call reading, reacting, and then attacking. And you're going to see him do just a really good job disengaging off this offensive lineman and just making the tackle. They pick up 2-3 yards on this play. And just making the tackle. They pick up 2-3 yards. But Logan Wilson does a really good job not overreacting too early. He does.
Now, as you watch Logan Wilson, unlike Kenneth Murray Jr., if this was Kenneth Murray Jr., Kenneth Murray Jr. would run over here. That's what Kenny Murray Jr. would do. Kenneth Murray Jr. He would run over here and totally run himself out of the play. That's not Logan Wilson. Read and react.
And then attacking. And
Watch
you're going to see him do just a really good job
read and react. Read and react.
Lineman and just making the tackle. They pick up.
This is the key to Matt Eberflus's defense. Gap integrity. And this is where this offense, man, this defense has been terrible with gap integrity. This is why it looks like that when you're looking at the Cowboys play teams defensively, it's like these diesel truck lanes are out there because, man, we are getting blown off the ball or they're double teaming our tackles, and the linebackers are not there in the gap to do what they're supposed to do. They're not. Okay, Chris said, hold on. He said, I've said this before, G, on Twitter about records in the NFL. Records are relevant and irrelevant at the same time. He said, my question is, do you know what I meant by that? Okay, enlighten me. Enlighten me at the bottom, and I'll make sure I read it. Freddie Morales, what up, Freddie? El Chuka. He said, yes, well, I just hope Quinnen plays like that for the boys' D-line. I think he will. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah, Baz said he is Peter built like a Mack truck, talking about Quinnen Williams. He's elite. Yeah, Brandy, that is Matty Dubs. MATTYDUBS. I'll put the link in the chat. Yeah, man. Raymond Gibson. Raymond Gibson, what up with you? First time on your live, appreciate you. He said, I love your channel. Yes, sir. But yeah, this dude, Logan Wilson, guys, not elite. Not elite. But he's good. Good. Not great, but good. Kind of getting up in there. This dude is better than everything we have except DeMarion Overshawn. Now, we'll see what happens with him with Matt Eberflus, because doggone, Jack Sanborn was supposed to be the man coming here. Shoot, man, Jack Sanborn has looked like he's been so out of touch. This dude look like he's been so out of touch. It's crazy.
2-3 yards on this play. Right. And overall, I think Dallas Cowboys fans should be excited about what he could potentially bring to this team. Can really
let's check him out here.
An offense's ability to be unpredictable to then predictable, right? If you could stop the run, then you know exactly what they're going to need to do every single play.
Yeah, this dude is nice.
And right here does a really good job attacking the gap early, getting right through there alongside
nice.
Slayton, getting a stop in the backfield. They lose 1 yard.
We ain't seen nothing like this.
I'm excited about Quinnen Williams a ton for this defensive line.
Now, y'all don't find it strange that in Matt Eberflus's defense, y'all don't find this to be strange, what the Cowboys went and did? Y'all don't find it to be strange that in Matt Eberflus's defense, it is very dependent upon the one tech, and the linebacker behind the three tech, his defense is predicated on the three tech, the linebacker being behind that three tech, so that when that defensive tackle crashes down, the linebacker is there in that gap to make the stop or be in the zone for the passing game. Y'all don't find it strange that the Cowboys literally went and got 2 players that are exactly that? They did this for Matt Eberflus. Straight up, they did this for Matt Eberflus. Straight up did this for Matt Eberflus. The Cowboys are saying something. They don't want to make the same mistake again. They don't want another, if they can help it, they don't want another defense coordinator. They don't. Darren Posey, what's going on? Sadeka Charles, what up with you? They don't want another defense coordinator. They want to try to make this one work. They just want to make this one work. So they went and got players that they're starting it. They're getting players that fit him. Ryan said, I can look at Logan and tell he's not elite. That's all right. We just need him to understand the particulars and not be lost. Yeah. Yes, sir. And that's what he's going to be. And Ryan R., you know what's going to be good? Because he's going to be able to play off of. And that's what they wanted. He's going to be able to play off of Quinnen Williams. Logan is a great addition to bringing in Quinnen Williams. You can almost look at him like an accessory to Quinnen Williams. Okay, so we got him. We got Quinnen, so now we need a linebacker that can play with that skill set. Well, we got one that can do it now, because I'm telling you, Murray, just going to have to face it, bro. Bitch, it is. Bench it is. Let me tell you something, man. This is where Jerry has got to get that growth. I know he 83, y'all. And it's hard to get this growth this late, but Jerry and these guys are realizing, man, sometimes you're going to just pay some players and you just got to say, I'm going to eat that money. Master P used to say, charge it to the game. You ever bought a pair of shoes? Wanted them shoes real bad? The reason why you wanted them shoes real bad is really for one outfit. You want them shoes real bad, get them shoes wearing with that one outfit, only to realize them shoes don't go with any other outfits. Only to realize them shoes don't go with any other outfits. Ladies, I know y'all are familiar with this. And guess what you do? You let them sit in the closet too long. There is no return policy on them. You paid too much for them. You don't want to give them away immediately. So what do? You just sit them in the you just sit them in the closet and just wait until another opportunity to wear them, or then eventually you just find somebody in the family and say, hey, I got a nice pair of shoes. You want them? Bench it is for Murray. Bench it is. But we also got to make sure. We got to make sure that Demarion Overshown is 100%. Cowboys can't be too quick. They can't be too quick. I see your new house. Cowboys can't be too quick. And just, I know they're going to throw him out there against the Raiders. I just hope they try to bring him. I just hope they try to bring him along slowly. Don't give him the full game. Let's try to work him in maybe 20, 30 snaps, and then maybe against the Eagles, you get him up to about 40 snaps, and then by that time, by the time you play the next one, you get him up to full speed. Yeah, I hate to be the one to tell you, Bass. Unless Brian Schottenheimer just totally wets the bed, Matt Eberflus is here to stay. Matt Eberflus is here to stay. There's no doubt in my mind. And the players that they got, they are for Matt Eberflus. Okay, Angie said, G, are you saying Mitch? Well, I hope I said Mitch. Yeah, I hope I said Mitch. But I can see where it sounds like I'm saying the other words. All right, let's go. Okay, now, road to the playoffs. Road to the playoffs. This is a series that I have created, and we are going to work this the entire season from this point forward. Let me get a couple of super chats in. Star Guardian X, what up with you? Appreciate that super chat. He said, G, with Overshown back and Wilson with Clark and Quinnen Williams up front, run defense should be pretty scary. Yeah. Now the question becomes, Savon Revel Jr. will make his debut against the Raiders. I really want everybody to temper their expectations on Savon Revel Jr. Savon Revel Jr. has not played football in 14 months. And even though I don't think the Raiders are a lot for him to go up against, it's still going to be a lot for him to go up against because he hasn't played. But I think the plan is to have Kyer Elam, Savon Revel Jr. outside, and then Deron Blend inside. But I don't know. I would probably keep Deron Blend outside, man. I'm telling you, this dude Reddy has been playing very well. Man, they let that dude come in and play a little bit of safety, boy. He was about to crack somebody's helmet out there. So I like what I saw from him. Darren Posey Sr. in the building. He says wearing open-toe shoes with big toe sticking out over is diabolical. Yes, sir. No doubt about it. Hey, everybody can't wear open-toe shoes. Everybody can't wear open-toe shoes. What's up, Stephen White? What up with you? Big Dog 70-40 in this thing. What up? He said we just have to win the East and pick up some more wins. We should end up 10-6-1. All right. Let's get into this thing I've created. I am calling this the road to the playoffs. Let me get this all queued up. The road to the playoffs for the Dallas Cowboys. And when you first say this out loud, when you first say out loud the Cowboys and the playoffs, it don't sound right. It does not sound right. But when you start looking at how they can do it, oh, y'all are about to be shocked. Y'all are about to be absolutely shocked. Jamal Ism, he said Reddy Stewart and Zion should be the safeties. That's just me, though. Man, Reddy looked pretty good back there, bro. Yeah, he's a football player. That's what I like about Reddy. He's a football player. Rombowski said temper expectations for Revel, but overshown too. Yes, sir. He's coming off of a major injury. We'll see no live action snaps, and people are wanting him to come in and change this last ranked defense. Not fair. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But Logan Wilson is gonna get on that field immediately. Immediately he gets on that field. So they're gonna get better just by Logan Wilson getting on the field. Logan Wilson is going to make this team look better. The defense look better. And he's going to actually help DeMario and Overshown to be able to come back slow. All right, let's get a little bit more hyped up. I'm gonna load up some more of my music here over the next week. Road to the playoffs. Are y'all ready? Robert Simmons, appreciate that super chat. Rest in peace, Marshawn Nealon. Yes, sir. Marshawn Nealon thing was very devastating. Let me say this too. Derek Posey said Glenn had the Nike Air James Browns last week. Shoot, he was dancing back there and fell down. Yeah, that boy's nasty. Hey, man. Old boy had a Marvin Harrison Jr. had or the second or whatever his name is. He had a coming out party on it. Let me say this as it pertains to Marshawn Nealon. Tragic. It's starting to kind of come out. Marshawn Nealon had recently lost his mom. And it sounds like he was struggling with losing his mom. Now, I'm not going to go on a long tangent on Marshawn Nealon. It kind of puts me in a weird space with Marshawn Nealon. It kind of puts me in a weird space with Marshawn Nealon. Because I just say, when you're going through something, if you can ask, it's not if you can ask for help. He was struggling with the passing of his mom, and I can understand how somebody would be struggling with that. And the reason why I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot, because I don't like when people start trying to capitalize on something like this. I mean, it's one thing to report it, and it's another thing. I don't want to try to turn it into my pity party of what I've went through and all these various things. I don't want to do that. I just don't think it's fair. And then, when I see people talk about mental health, and it just makes me so upset when I see people talking about it. Because I see people who talk about mental health, and they are contributors. They are contributors to other people having bad mental health. I can't stand it. I mean, everybody was just, oh yeah, mental health and this and that. And I'm watching so many of these people. And I'm just like, but I've seen you. And I've seen how you move and operate and how you try to manipulate people to not like other people, and you say bad things about people, and you do it sometimes even putting it out there. You even do things publicly to try to disparage somebody or discredit somebody. I see people do this, and then they're out there on a platform all of a sudden because of Marshawn Nealon. They're out there on a platform trying to now all of a sudden be the expert on mental health. Clearly showing that they don't need to be talking about mental health because they're contributing to people having bad mental health. And while I am I'm not being self-righteous, but just in what I do in my profession, I deal with people who have spiritual issues, and I've dealt with people who have spiritual issues for years. And so I could go on, I could go on and on if I really wanted to, but this isn't the platform for that. This, in reality, is a coping mechanism for people who, sometimes people who are going through things, they come to places like this so they can get their minds off of whatever they got there, or something that may be occupying their mind. And they come to a place like this, especially here. Y'all know the vibes that we keep here, that they can come here and they can feel some type of way about themselves and feel good about themselves and just, get away for a little while. And at the same time, I'm just going to tell anybody, I'm going to say the same thing I've been saying. Ask for help. Let me tell you this part too. Don't go to these people on social media trying to get help. Don't go to a social media post thinking that is the help. Because I'm telling you, some of these people just, I'm just looking yesterday and I'm just like, wow. I'm just looking like, wow. Boy, the moment that trigger word comes out, mental health, boy, everybody got it. Everybody got a story. Everybody got advice. Okay. I'm just telling you, stop listening to everybody when it comes to this stuff. Stop listening to everybody. And if you need professional help, you seek it. And sometimes you don't necessarily need professional help, but you do need to let somebody know what you're going through. Man, I'm telling you, and I tell my sons all the time, and I told them, we kind of discussed this thing with Marshawn Nealon. And I told my son straight up, I said, if y'all ever start feeling a certain type of way, talk to me. Tell me what is going on in your mind. Because you'd be surprised how that helps you. When you can just tell somebody what's in your mind. And then when you hear your own self talking, and then somebody repeating it back to you, and then they're telling you, maybe why you shouldn't be fit, or maybe, hey, this is what can help you in this or that. Man, you just be shocked at how that makes you feel. But again, this is not the platform for me to do that on, because I know what people come here for. But I'll say this, and then I'm gonna leave. This is the only part that you'll hear me probably talking about for the rest of the year. But I'll tell you this, as far as this team goes. If there has ever been something that could help galvanize this team, it's this. Man, this is one of those things that happens that brings people together sometimes. And I'm just wondering, man, I'm very interested to see how the Cowboys respond to this. We already know there will be a moment of silence. I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are going to wear Marshawn Nealon's number on their jersey or either their helmet. And I'm sure this Sunday's games, there'll be a lot of teams that'll be doing moments of silence. But I'm wondering How will the Cowboys respond? I'm just telling you how I would respond. Every game I would play for the remainder of the season would be dedicated to Marshawn Nealon. That's me. Every single game we play would be Marshawn Nealon. I would not only use this as a rally cry on the field, but I would continue to use this as a rally cry off the field if I'm the Cowboys. Because I talked about this in the video I made. It's to watch Marshawn Nealon recover a fumble, celebrate the way he did, and then that happens 48 hours later. It just goes to show you how people sometimes wear suffering well. They wear suffering well. And sometimes you're dealing with it well. But you never know if you don't really have it, if you don't really have it all together. Boy, I taught on this on Wednesday night. And I will be done. I was teaching on Wednesday night. And the thing that I find to be a phenomenon as it applies to the human mind, the Bible tells us to have our minds transformed by the renewing of our minds. And of course, that's with the Spirit of God according to the Word of God. But it's amazing to me how much teaching, preaching, studying it requires for us to be transformed. And this is why you always have to be careful, because it takes very little to make us fall. It takes so much to transform us, but it'll take very little sometimes that'll make us fall back or fall into a certain way of thinking. And so, Marshawn Nealon thing had me in my feelings yesterday. I'm just telling you, it had me in my feelings. It really did. Really had me in and it's got me in my feelings now. But again, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because I just don't want to capitalize. I just don't want to be that person that's trying to really capitalize and just make it into a story and a story. No, let this man's family get some peace. Let this man's family get some peace. Let people, his friends and whoever else is affected by it, man, let them get some peace. But again, I'll just say, man, if you need help, say something. Say something if you need help. Brandy, that's how we do, ain't it? That's how we do. That's how we do. We use things as outlets. Early on, I used preaching as an outlet. I use preaching as an outlet, a lot of times people would think I'd be preaching as though somebody be like, boy, you stepped on my toes today. And I'm like, man, I was preaching to myself. People be like, oh, you preaching on me. Well, the word is just how the word works. It doesn't go out void, but sometimes you're preaching to yourself and people don't understand it. And so the Bible is right. We all have a burden. We all have things we're dealing with, but the issue is some of us handle our burdens very well. Some of us don't wear suffering well only, but we deal with suffering well. And when we can deal with suffering well, and then we find somebody who's not dealing with their suffering well, then we can carry our burdens and carry theirs too. But let me get off the pulpit. Get out of the pulpit. Get back in the Cowboys pulpit. But I'm saying in this road to the playoffs too, I wonder, will the Cowboys use this as a rallying cry? I'm wondering if they're going to use this as a rallying cry. Yeah, kamikaze. Yeah, boy, Shannon was, it's tough, man. Oh, Jamalism, say it. It's one thing to die. It's another thing to die outside of the Lord. Ooh. Boy, stop it. Getting me in my feelings, man. Bad said there's no closure burying your child. It can't be. There's no way it can be. There's no way you can get closure. There's no way. They get privacy, he said. They get privacy. Time to mourn. Not real peace, not for a while, but I see what you're saying, G. Yeah, man, I just don't want to be that person, man. Yeah, Brandy, God first. I just don't want to be that person. Because I'm telling you, boys, it's got me feeling some type of way now. It really does. And it really had me feeling some type of way yesterday. Because I'm just the kind of person, man, when I see stuff like that, boy, I think of my own sons. Tough. That's all I can tell you. Darren Posey said, G, on a serious note, my main worry with 94 is will he here depart from me? Ooh. Darren Posey, I talk about this all the time. It's a terrible thing to die outside the Lord, man. Ooh. Tough. Whew. Yeah, Angie, I know. It feels funny doing it. It feels funny doing it, going and talking about football. But you know what? At the end of the day, I believe that's what Marshawn Nealon would want. I truly believe that's what Marshawn Nealon would want. He would want us to go back to football. The same thing, I've told people, when I die, don't cry for me. Crying it ain't gonna bring me back. I can understand people cry, people die. I'm not, I understand we mourn with those who mourn, but I'll just tell anybody, don't waste a tear on me. Don't waste a single tear on me, but rather rejoice. Rejoice that I have died in the Lord. Rejoice. Don't waste your time crying. Celebrate. Celebrate, and you go on about your life. Because you can't worry about me no more. There's nothing else you can do for me, about me, or anything. So don't cry for me. Don't waste your time. I would want you, whatever it is in your life that you're working on and you're trying to be great at, I would just be honest with you. Don't stop it for me. I mean, if I have a little funeral, whatever they do for me, if you want to come to that, come to that. But after that, man, I don't care if you go to the next hour and you go and you start doing whatever it is that you do. You do that. You do that. You do that. Because there is nothing you can do after that. You do whatever it is that you do because that's your coping mechanism too. That there is some, maybe you need to just stay busy in your life so that you don't get down in your life. No. I believe that he would want us to continue talking about the Cowboys because he loved the Cowboys. And I'm just telling you, I just think that's what he would want. Because you'd be surprised at how many people, a lot of people don't want you to stop their life when they die. They don't want you to stop your life. They want you to keep on having fun and whatever it is that you do. They want you to keep doing it because that's how you help you. That's how you help you. And everybody deal with stuff differently. So, but again, man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate all of y'all. It's been a blessing in my life, man. This has been a blessing in my life. So I appreciate y'all. Oh yeah, Angie, always. I talk about it always, but I call it spiritual health. I deal with it always. I always deal with spiritual health in my teaching and preaching, because the mind is the final frontier. The mind is the final frontier, and I'm always trying to help people with their mind. And that's why I tell people, don't y'all waste y'all time. Man, don't waste y'all time arguing with folks on this side of life. Don't waste your time arguing with folks. Don't give people your time to try to discredit, try to talk bad about you. Man, life, I got a saying, people say life too short. No, it's not. Life is not too short. Life is actually too long. No day on this earth is promised. From the day that you step into it, not one day is promised. So life is too long for you to be dealing with dumbness from people. I don't deal with dumbness in my life. Don't be afraid to put people out of your life. Don't be afraid to let people in your life. Don't be afraid to block people on social media. Don't be afraid with none of that stuff. It is your responsibility to protect your mental health. It's your responsibility. You have to take care of it. Because I'm telling you, if you leave your mental health to people, boy, they'll, let me tell you something. Don't cast your pearls before swines. People will roll over backwards and all through your mental health and don't care nothing about you. So you do whatever it is that you can do to help yourself. Angie, I deal with mental health issues and it's been in my family, so it's hard. Let me tell you, Angie, one of the things that I tell people all the time, and Angie, I'm telling you, if I told you where I was from, people wouldn't believe it. Man, people be thinking you're so educated and you're this. They don't understand where I come from. People don't understand where I come from. I'm not going to tell y'all tonight. People don't understand where I come from. But I can tell you this, and you know what I tell people? Break the cycle. Break the cycle. I broke the cycle. I not only broke the cycle, I destroyed it. I destroyed the cycle. I refused to be who my daddy was. I refused to be the man that he was. I refused. I saw men in my family and how they did things. I refused to be that. I'm a child of God now. I broke down every wall. People have to choose. Choose to break curses. Choose to break cycles. Don't be what your family has been. Don't be what anybody's ever been in your. No, you be what God wants you to be. I destroyed it. I destroyed it in my own sons. My own sons, they'll never be like my father. They will never be like my father. Angie, I said when I before I got married, and people laughed at me when I said it. But I said it way back when I was like 19 to 20 before I was married to my wife at 25. Angie, I said, I'm going to be my son's role models. And I meant it. I was going to be my son's role models. And that's how you break cycles. All right. Y'all got me in my feelings in preaching tonight. We're going to keep talking Cowboys. I believe that's what Marshawn Nealon would want. And I believe that he would want everybody. Because I'm telling you, that's how most people are. They would rather most people go on and live their life. Because there ain't nothing you can do. There ain't nothing you can do. Pray for his family. And if you're blessed enough to know him, do whatever you can do and help them in their life. But I can tell you this, prayer works. Pray for the family. Pray for the family. And I still say use it as a cautionary tale. Man, never think you got it so together. Because I said it on Wednesday. It's amazing how much it takes to transform us. And it's astounding how little it takes to make us fall back. Always take heed to yourself. All right, man. Well, y'all had me up in here shedding tears. All right, man. Let's finish this thing out tonight. Talk about Cowboys and the road to the playoffs. Let's go. Road to the playoffs. I've been looking at this for about a week. Let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all let nobody tell y'all the Cowboys are out of this. Don't y'all believe the Cowboys are out of this. Let me show you something. The Cowboys road to the playoffs. Wild card. Hey, hold on a second. Bass, boy, let me tell you something, boy. You got me laughing because you said if you ever need to talk, I'm not the one. You said I'm just playing. Boy, let me tell you something. That's the same thing my son, he was kind of alluding to that yesterday. Because I said if you ever start feeling some type of way, make sure you talk to me. My son sent me a picture. He said, okay, I'm feeling something like this right now. He sent me a picture of Michael Myers in the shadows. Yeah, man, sometimes you gotta laugh to stop from crying, man. Boy, you gotta laugh sometimes. I appreciate that, Bass. Yeah, Edge, I appreciate you too. Man, I appreciate all of y'all, man. Y'all do not know how much y'all have I appreciate y'all. Y'all have changed my life in ways y'all don't even understand. Y'all don't even understand. Marco said, man, I lost. He said, man, life is hard. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm gonna get to this thing with Cowboys in a minute, y'all. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Marco said, man, life is hard. Marco, let me tell you something, man. Life is going to continue. It won't always be hard, but life will continue to be life, man. It'll continue to be life. He said, man, I've lost three most close people to me in 2025. Man, I know. He said, I'm a lost soul trying to stay strong. Now this happens, man, it hurts. Fam. Nobody know what we go through. Marco, let me tell you something, man. Now, I'm not going to give my family history, but boy, I've lived a hard life. People just wouldn't believe it. A lot of people don't believe it when they find out, like, well, they just don't believe it. But I tell you this, Marco. One thing I've learned about God, and one thing I've learned about people in and out of your life, because people sometimes are only in your life for a season. Some people are in there for seasons, and some people are in there for life. But in the grand scheme of things, man, when we lose people out of our life, I just want you to remember that even in that, there is a purpose. And we don't always understand it, but there is a purpose. Because when you have people in your life that are as close to you as you said those people are. So if those people meant so much to you and they were close to you, I'm pretty sure they instilled some things in your mind, things that you saw them do, how they lived their life, things they said to you. I'm sure they were great examples, probably showed you a lot of love, probably helped you in situations when you were down, helped you in situations when you were up. All of that is for a purpose. It dawned on me later on that my father-in-law was a very important person in my life. But I realized that after he was gone, I realized that I was never going to be the man that God wanted me to be as long as he was. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, but I'm saying, but after God kind of showed me some things, then it was my time to be the man that God wanted me to be. And so when people are in and out of your life, man, there's always a reason. I don't believe in coincidences. There's always a purpose. There is always a purpose for somebody being in and out of your life. Some people come in your life to bring hell, but you learn from hell too. You learn that you don't want to be in hell. You don't want to go to hell. So you learn how not to be in that hell. And then there are other people and their goal is to help lift you up and help you be the things that God wants you to be. So in all of those things, you have to get, whatever it is that God wants you to get that out of there. So when God allows those people to leave out of your life, especially very important people, always remember the things that they did in your life so that you can go out and live those same exact things. Because the people in your life that are great, they're great for a reason, because God wants you to be great when they are gone out of your life. Man, people are not going to be in your life forever. I had to realize that when I lost my mom. And then some people not in your life forever, even when they're alive. I hadn't seen my dad in years. But it is what it is. It don't even faze me no more. I'm just gonna. I just break curses, and I be the man that I be the man that he wasn't. And that's we got to just learn those things. Just got to learn those things. It is. All right, man. I'm done. I got to go. I'm done. But I don't mind mentioning some of those things because I know they help. All right. Let's get back to the road to the playoffs. So, these are the teams that are in front of the Dallas Cowboys. And you'll notice I have put two roads in front of us. The wild card road and the win the division road. And the reason why you only see the Eagles up here is because as far as our division goes, because that's to win the division. The Eagles are the only thing standing in front of the Dallas Cowboys now. The New York Giants, they lost Scatty Boo. Not going to happen. The Washington Commanders, they are a mess this year. It's not going to happen. It's going to be between the Cowboys and the Eagles. The wild card road. These are the teams that are in front of the Cowboys currently. We got the Rams at 6-2. And I think I got the Vikings record wrong. The Vikings record is 4-4. The Rams are in the 5th seed at 6-2. The 49ers 6-2. 6th seed, the 7th seed is the Lions. The Lions, I got these. What did I? Oh, okay. I know what it is. Y'all, hold on. Let me see. Forgot to edit these. That's what I forgot to do. All right. The Lions are actually, if I am not mistaken, let me make sure, but I think the Lions are probably 5-3 or 5-4. Hold on a second. All right, guys, this technology. I'm gonna edit this on the fly. I forgot to edit the records on these three right here. But these are the teams that are in front of the Cowboys. These are the teams that are in front of the Cowboys. We got the Rams, the 49ers, the Lions, the Bears, the Panthers, and the Vikings. Those are the teams in front of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, where the Cowboys have got to, if they go, I'm just going to tell you, I actually think the wild card, the wild card path for the Cowboys, I think the wild card path may be harder than the win. I think it may be harder than to win the division path. I really do. Let me correct my numbers here. The Rams are 6-2. The 49ers are 6-3. Forgot to edit these when I was doing them. And then the Lions are actually 5-3. Okay, so we got that right. Forgot to edit one of them. All right, so let's get back to it. Eagles are 6-2. That's the division. But I'm going to show you something about the Eagles too. Rams are 6-2. 49ers 6-3. The Lions are 5-3. The Bears are 5-3. The Panthers are 5-4. The Vikings are 5-4. And I know it looks abysmal right now, but the Cowboys are 3-5-1. Hey, KH, let me tell you something. You're going to be surprised. That tie is the very thing that's going to help us. Because the Cowboys just need to have the same amount of wins of any of these teams. That's all they need to do. They just need to have the same amount of wins. And yes, you are right about that, Rich Lloyd. They are 4-4. All right, let me change the Vikings. They're 4-4. Let me change them. I got them right on the next page. Got ahead of myself. All right. So the Cowboys, their goal in the wild card is just to tie with the same amount of wins. That's all they have to do. The same amount of wins. If they can get the same amount of wins of any team on this list, the Cowboys win the tiebreaker because of that tie. Even though they'll have the same amount of wins, they won't have the same amount of losses. That tie is actually going to help the Cowboys. You watch what I tell you. That tie may absolutely, and I think it's going to be the difference in the Cowboys going. So, follow this. The wild card road. Now, I'm only mentioning the 7th seed. The 7th seed and then the teams that are in front of us below that 7th seed. So I want y'all to look at the Lions schedule. The Lions right now are currently 5-3. Y'all do know that there is absolutely a path to where the Lions could end up 10-7. They have 5 wins, 3 victories. The games in white, those are the games that I think that they will be sure victories. The games in yellow are games that I think could go either way. The games in the red are dangerous games for the Lions, that they could very well lose those games. So if you look at this schedule, the Commanders and the Vikings would give them 7 wins. But the Detroit Lions have got to go to Philly. A loss by either the Lions or Philly helps us. We can't lose in the Eagles game, the Lions at the Eagles, unless they end up in a tie. But one of them is going to lose. It's going to help the Cowboys. The Giants, again, the Giants could cause some problems, but I think they'll beat the Giants. The Lions got to play the Packers. The Lions have to play the Packers. I'm concerned about this game. The Packers have not looked as good as people say they are. The Packers are going to be playing in Detroit. It's a game where the Packers could win, but I got a feeling the Packers could lose that game too. Cowboys have got to play the Detroit Lions. This is going to be a tough game for the Cowboys. Absolutely tough game for the Cowboys. But the Lions have got to go and play the Rams. The Rams may very well knock off the Lions. The Steelers, don't sleep on the Steelers. The Steelers seem to kind of get it together down the end of the season, down the stretch. They might also throw the Lions a loss. The Vikings, it's in Minnesota. I got it as a sure win for the Lions, but the Vikings could surprise us, but the Vikings aren't looking good this year. The Bears, it's a divisional game. The Bears could very well knock them off. So when you look at the 9 games the Lions have left, the Lions may very well lose 4 of their last 9 games. I can clearly see them losing to the Eagles. I could see them losing to the Packers. I could see them losing to the Rams, the Steelers, the Bears, the Cowboys, or the Vikings. I'm telling you. This thing with the Lions, it is very... all the Cowboys have to do is keep winning. That's all they have to do is keep winning. If the Cowboys just take care of their side of the business, just win, because they have no margin, no margin for error. They got to win because these teams are going to help the Cowboys out. If the Cowboys can win some games, just start winning some games. The Cowboys are about to run the gauntlet, 3 games in 10 days. If the Cowboys come out of that 2-1, we're in good shape. If the Cowboys can come out 4-6-1, the Cowboys are in good shape. Over the next 3 games, they're in great shape. Let's look at the Bears. The Bears. I got 2 games that I think they're going to for sure win. And with the parity in this league, you never know, they could lose those too. But let me tell you something about the Bears. The Bears could easily, and I think they're going to fall. I think they're going to fall below double-digit wins. Look at this schedule they have left. Divisional game against the Vikings. The Steelers. They got to play the Eagles in Philly. Green Bay in Green Bay. San Francisco in San Francisco. I'm looking at these 3 games right here, and those 3 games could very well be losses. Easy. Easy. The Lions, we'll see how that turns out. The Browns, the Packers, the Steelers. I'm telling you, I see losses in those 5 games. So if they wind up losing these 4 games and they lose one of these other games, they're either going to finish 9-8 or 10-7. I'm telling y'all, the parity in this league is what's going to benefit the Cowboys. It's going to benefit them. Let's look at the Panthers. The Panthers right now are 5-4. I got 1 guaranteed win left for the Panthers, and I think it's the Saints. After that, it's the Falcons in Atlanta, 49ers in San Francisco. I think they lose. The Rams might just be too tough for them. The Rams beat them. The Saints, probably going to be 2 wins. But it's a divisional game. You just got to be careful. The Bucks, man, the Seahawks are playing out of their minds right now. The Seahawks, they got the Bucks again, and then they got the Lions. I mean, just looking at this schedule, they have 9 games left. I can easily see 4 games. 49ers, Bucks, Rams, Lions. I can see 4 games off the rip. 4 games off the rip that I think they'll lose. That will put them at 9-8. I'm telling y'all, the magic number for the Cowboys is going to be 10 games. That's going to be the magic number. Let's look at the Vikings. The Vikings are 4-4. Let me tell you something. The Vikings are in disarray right now. The Vikings, and when you look at this schedule, boy, you want to talk about a hard schedule. At the Lions, the Ravens, the Bears, at the Packers, at the Seahawks, at the Cowboys, at the Giants, Lions, and Packers. You want to talk about got an insane schedule at the end? And I might have got one of these games on here extra. Let me see. 8, 6. Okay, one of these games may be extra. But regardless, the Vikings remaining schedule 10-7. I can easily see 8-9 for them. I can see 8-9. It all boils down to the Cowboys. It all boils down to the Cowboys. It is this right here. This gauntlet of games. 3 games in 10 days. They got to beat the Raiders. For any of this to come to fruition, the Cowboys have got to beat the Raiders. They have got to beat the Raiders. They got to start it with this. They have to beat the Raiders. Once they beat the Raiders, I believe we're beating the Eagles. I got that game in white. I think we're beating the Eagles simply because it's a divisional game. They're going to be in Dallas. I think Dallas will have that defense humming by that game, and I think the Cowboys are going to clip the wings of the Eagles. Chiefs, Thanksgiving. Can't wait. Can't wait. Shootout. Can't wait. Can't wait. Cowboys defensive line should be in full effect by the time we see the Chiefs. I don't want to say can't wait, but it's going to be an exciting. Do y'all realize starting next Monday night, 3 Cowboys games in 10 days? 3 Cowboys games in 10 days. Man, it is going to be an exciting 10 days. Raiders, Eagles, Chiefs. Cowboys got to come out of this 2-1. If they can come out 3-0, it'd be incredible. But 3 games in 10 days is tough. They got to come out at least 2-1. If the Cowboys can come out 2-1, this is going to be a tough game against the Lions. But I think the Cowboys can get the Lions. But it's going to be tough. Vikings, I think the Cowboys win. I think Cowboys beat the Vikings. The Chargers, Cowboys have had their number. I think the Cowboys beat the Chargers. Do y'all realize, follow this, in these 6 games, I think there are 2 of these guaranteed. In these 6 games, the Cowboys just need to come out 5-6. I think they can come out 4-2, but it's going to make it harder. But if they can come out of these games right here, 5-6. We do know they're beating the Commanders and the Giants, right? They're beating the Commanders in Washington. I mean, in Dallas. They're beating the Commanders. The Commanders are a mess right now. The Cowboys, I believe, will definitely beat the Giants at the end. There is no doubt in my mind. And with all of that said, let me make sure I correct this right here. With all of that being said, Cowboy fans, this record right here gets the Cowboys in the playoffs. 10-6-1. That will require the Dallas Cowboys to win 7 out of 8. But I'm telling y'all, I think the Cowboys, if it just all depends. It just all depends. 9-7-1. Depending upon what the parity in this league, 9-7-1 could get the Cowboys in. I think 9-7-1 could get the Cowboys into a wild card game. I do. That would give the Cowboys in their last 8 games 2 games of error. But I think it's really slim. The Big Robowski. He said, "Gee, you said you don't drink, but you definitely smoking the hopium." Big Robowski, let me tell you something. Let me tell you why, Big Robowski, I think this is doable. I think this is doable, Big Robowski, because of the parity in this league. I think it's doable because of the parity in this league. I do. I think it's very doable. I think the Cowboys can finish. I think the Cowboys can finish 10-6-1, but it'll be tough. I think they can do 10-6-1. Now, again, 9. This number here. Let me tell you something. 9-7-1 is dangerous. Because I think the Cowboys, if they were to go 9-7-1, I think we would probably miss the playoffs by half a game. Half a game. But I'm telling you, these teams back here, I'm not even counting the Vikings. I'm sorry. I'm not counting the Vikings. Carolina Panthers, I think they're going to start to fall. The only team I would be concerned about is the Lions. Because I think the Bears are probably going to go below double-digit wins. I do. C-Man. See, let me see what C-Man said. C-Man said even G laughed when he said we got to win 7 of 8. Hey, I didn't say it was easy. I didn't say it was gonna be easy, C-Man. I said it's possible. C-Man, let me read you said, C-Man. C-Man said, I think we can beat the Chargers, Commanders, and Giants, Vikings, and Raiders. I don't know about the Eagles, Chiefs, and the Lions. And those are the ones I think we got to win two of the 3. Hey, C-Man, we got to win 2 of the 3. We have to win 2 of the 3. But I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me see. Hold on, Robowski. Robowski said, I see 4-4 the rest of the way. Let me tell you something, Robowski. I'm not tripping on the tie because I think the tie is actually going to help us. But you're right. Carolina and Chicago are the games that hurt us. Carolina and Chicago are the games that hurt us. I never expected we were going to lose to Chicago. I really didn't. I did not expect us to lose to Chicago. And definitely didn't expect us to lose to Carolina after we've owned them all this time. Gary Thorcell. That's the key. Gary Thorcell. That's the key. That's the key, Gary Thorcell. The defense. If the defense, because I can tell you now, obviously the Cowboys didn't want to live in the reality that I said was their reality, but I still think it's going to be a part of their reality. I said in order for the Cowboys to keep winning, they'd have to win 40 points at home, 30-something points on the road. They failed to do both 2 weeks in a row. So because they couldn't do both 2 weeks in a row, I mean, and I don't think it's because of, but I think partially, this is why Jerry said, no, I got to get this defense. I got to get something to help this defense now. Because it is not sustainable. I didn't say it was sustainable, but that was the reality. Jerry and these guys said it's not sustainable to score all these points. So now the Cowboys have went and got the defense. The question is, what will the defense do? That's the question. Now, I think the defensive line and the pass rushing is only going to be that much more potent coming out of the bye week. Where I am going to temper my expectations is the Marion Overshown and Savon Revel Jr. That's where I'm tempering my expectations. Logan Wilson, that boy going to come out and ball. I think Logan Wilson going to come out and ball. Logan Wilson going to come out and ball, so I'm feeling real good about the linebackers. The cornerback room, we'll see what happens when Josh Butler, I'm hoping maybe they'll activate Josh Butler within those 3 weeks. Josh Butler, Carlson, between Nash, Savon Revel Jr., we'll see how all that comes into the mix. Shoot, Katharina Kiss, let me tell you something. I said it before. It's time to take the training wheels off the bike now. When I go get you Quinnen Williams and I go get you Logan Wilson, I'm taking them training wheels off, Katharina. I'm taking them training wheels off. No more Brian Schottenheimer being in the defensive room. I'm taking those training wheels off. It is time for you to turn it up, bro. It's time to turn it up. When you get them players, it's time to turn it up. It's time to turn it up. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Lonnie Cabal, he said our defense has gotten better overnight. I agree. He said we might have the best D-line in the league. I agree. Yeah, now we just got to get it out there on the field. The Las Vegas Raiders is the perfect game for the Cowboys to get the new look defense out there on the field. They're not very dynamic. And they got a good running back. So that's going to be a good test for us. He'll show us if we can stop the run. And I do think we're going to stop the run. So the question is now, what will the back end look like? Man, I'm telling you, I'm not a football guru. But I do think one of the places where Matt Eberflus can really help this defense also is start running some press. Run some press in your zone, bro. Stop letting these wide receivers and tight ends get clean runs off the line of scrimmage. They're looking at the film saying they're giving the wide receivers just clear releases off the line of scrimmage. If I'm looking at that on the film, I'm going to take advantage of it too. I'm going to take advantage of it too. If the Cowboys are always going to play 5 yards, 8 yards off, I'm going to take it. I'm going to kill you. I'm just going to take my fastest wide receiver and say, I'm going to put you in motion, and then you're just going to run as fast as you can down the seam. The Cowboys, they're not doing any press, and they're playing flat foot zone. And what I mean by flat foot, I mean they're just standing flat footed. And by the time those receivers get to them, they're flat footed, and now they got to turn and bail. It's too late. Too late. It's too late. So if I were teams, I'd be doing the same thing to the Cowboys. I absolutely would. So we're gonna see. The Raiders offense is the perfect offense to kind of get your new look defense kind of acclimated. We'll see what happens. All right, let me read some more comments before we get out of here. Elbert, he said, when will Diggs come back? Man, I'm just telling y'all the truth. I don't think Diggs is coming back. I don't think Diggs is coming back. And I'll just be honest with you. If I was Diggs, I wouldn't want to come back. There's just been too much stuff between the Cowboys and Diggs. I said the same thing about DeMarcus Lawrence last year. When DeMarcus Lawrence got hurt, I said he won't hit the field again. I said it. I said he won't hit the field again. And I understood why he didn't, because he looked at his contract, just like Trayvon Diggs ought to be looking at his contract, knowing full well he is not going to be with the Cowboys next year. Book it. There's no way. There is no way the Cowboys are paying. He has no more guaranteed money. So if I'm Trayvon Diggs, bro, get yourself 100% healthy the same way DeMarcus Lawrence did. Stay, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. Get 100% healthy. Put the Dallas Cowboys behind you and get ready for your next team. This is his career. This is his career. He's got to take care of his own career and understand, bro, there is no more career in Dallas after this season. There is not. And DeMarcus Lawrence, he did the same thing. DeMarcus Lawrence said, no, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back and play for a team at 90% knowing that I'm not going to be on said team next year. I wouldn't do it. Why would he? I wouldn't do it. Don't make sense. Shake and bake. Appreciate that super chat. Shake and bake. Jaden Blue does not have an inability to play. Brian Schottenheimer has said loud and clear. He said, I like big backs. And then he said, I like consistency. You can't put the ball on the ground. Well, I want to see what he says about Javonte Williams, because Javonte Williams now has 2 fumbles this season. In 2 crucial situations, and in both games we lost. The Bears and the Cardinals. Those were very crucial moments at the beginning of one game, and it turned the momentum. And then at the end of a game where it looked like the Cowboys were driving. I'm just saying. That's why I don't believe everything I hear. I don't believe everything I hear. I'm looking at what he said. I'm not only looking at what he's saying, I'm looking at what he's doing. Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. A lot of people were confused at how Miles Sanders turned out to be the number 2 back, because Miles Sanders didn't do anything in preseason to warrant him being the number 2 back. Now, this is a thing about him not wanting Jaden Blue. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you just how slick I'll tell you just how slick the Cowboys are. I don't find it to be strange, and we'll see how it looks this week. But I got a strange feeling, because he only played 1 run for the Cowboys. He only had 1 run, and I was shocked when I saw he had 1 run on the doggone tally. He had 1 run in the last game. Malik Hooker had 1 run. The Cowboys cut him and then put him back on the practice squad. And if I am not mistaken, we'll see how it turns out. But if I am not mistaken, Jaden Blue is on the 53-man roster. And I think the Cowboys have instructed him that they want him to continue to work in Jaden Blue. I think that's what the Cowboys are telling him. And so I hope Brian Schottenheimer doesn't continue. You just got to learn how to skin a cat, man. In order for you to get what you want, sometimes you're going to have to let someone have what they want too. And I think the Cowboys are sending him a clear message. He may be sending the Cowboys a clear message. I don't want to run Jaden Blue. And the Cowboys are saying, no, we want you to put that 4.28 speed on the field. And what I want Brian Schottenheimer to stop doing, and y'all know I'm rolling with Brian Schottenheimer till the wheels fall off and the frame is on the ground with sparks flying up. I want him to stop sabotaging Jaden Blue and trying to run him like Javonte Williams and run him like Jaden Blue. Outside runs, get him in the screen game, get him in the passing game. You don't need him to be the running back duo with Javonte Williams. You don't need him for that. That's just not his game. And I think he's going to continue to struggle. I think he's going to continue to struggle if the Cowboys do that. All right, let me read this Super Chat Deck Fan for Life. He said, look at the Eagles' schedule. I see 3 or 4 losses there. That's what we're going to look at tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to look at the divisional road tomorrow because it's only us and the Eagles. At this point, it's only us and the Eagles. So the Eagles, we got to see where the Eagles can help us out and how can the Cowboys. And let me tell you something. I'm not going to pretend on this. The Eagles are going to have some kind of collapse. And that's asking a lot. But the Eagles are going to have some kind of collapse. Whew. They will have to have some kind of collapse in there for the Cowboys to be able to do what we want them to do. Yeah, Kevin Nelson, that's why I say, man, we got to get him out of that doggone defensive room. Get him back in that dang offensive room. Let me see here. Kevin said, I don't think Dallas will go. Oh, okay, I got you. You said you don't think. I thought you said you think. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys will go far because of shoddy play calling. He says, we have a ranked 6 passing offense, yet our coach run a little over 40%. Not a good formula for a passing team. Well, I think one of the problems, Kevin, too, I do think one of the problems is that Brian only has a certain way of running the ball. And he's reminding me of Mike McCarthy in this instance. It didn't take much for Mike to go away from the run. I mean, the running back could trip on the sideline. He wouldn't even have to be on the field. He could trip on the sideline trying to get a cup of water, and Mike McCarthy would say, oh, no more run game. Mike McCarthy just looked for every excuse not to run. Brian doesn't look for every excuse not to run, but the issue with Brian is that Brian only wants to run one way. Teams are looking at this on film, and they're just basically saying, we know what he wants to do. And now they're saying, well, we're going to stop you from running that one way until you show us you could do something different. All right. All right, guys, I appreciate you, man. Great discussion. Cowboys always, road to the playoffs. Great discussion on mental health we had tonight. Great discussion. Yeah, Catlin, tomorrow we're going to spend a lot of time on the division. We're going to spend a lot of time on the division tomorrow. Albert Donaldson, you're welcome. You're welcome, my brother. Newhouse fam said, no, I think the Cowboys will play different. They were hurt by this tragedy. Man, let me tell you something. If there's ever been something that you could pull and that you could galvanize towards, use to galvanize a team, this is it. Newhouse fam said they will be playing with emotions the rest of the season. Nealon was well liked in the locker room. Yeah, man. Nealon wore that suffering well. Shoot. Playmaker. D-Law been playing lights out in Seattle. Shoot. You ain't lying. Boy, D-Law been balling over there, man. Woo. Boy, been balling. Robert Dudley. Blue would be a good game against the Raiders. Yeah. Brian's got to understand, Brian, you can continue to run the way you want. Just use Jaden Blue the way they used him in Texas, bro. We don't need you running in between the tackles. He doesn't even have to be the duo, quote-unquote, running back. Let him be the change of pace. Let him be the screen game. Let him be in the slot. Get this dude in space and let him go. Shake and bake. He said, very true, G. Thank you. Yeah, Davis is back on the practice squad. I saw it today. Doomsday says he is. Brad Schottenheimer stays in that defensive room. I'm going to lose my mind. We've got to get this offense back to top tier with Quinnen Williams. The defense is going to be fine. Man, hey, Doomsday. Bro. Man, I would have got you Logan Wilson and Quinnen Williams, bro. My offensive coordinator is back in the offensive room. I don't need you in there hit him up. Yeah, Robert Dudley, man. D-Law been playing well in Seattle. It suits him well. Sigma man. Oh, no, he looked good against the Commanders. And not only that, if you look at him, Sigma man against the Broncos, he ran pretty good against the Broncos until that fumble. Yeah, he ran pretty good. Shoot. No, hey, let me tell you something, man. Blue, and this is the part we got to understand. Blue is not Javonte Williams. And that's the thing that I want Shotty to not do to Jaden Blue. Don't compare this man to Javonte Williams. That's not who he is. That's not who Jaden Blue is. That's not why the Cowboys, that's not why Will McClay wanted you to get him. Or why Will McClay wanted him. That's not who he is. All right, let me show you something real quick, Sigma. Look at this. Now, I don't know what you call not good. Jaden Blue was 7 for 29, 4.1 yards a carry. He had a 14-yard run called back by a holding call by Jalen Tolbert, which would have had him at around 5.1 yards per carry and would have had him at 7 for 43 or something like that. If you don't think that's good, shoot. Man, Jaden Blue, let me tell you something. When he's running, you can tell the dude got a different gear. He's got a different gear. Is he the kind of running back that no, he's not. I don't care if he's not the kind of running back. That's where I am with it. I don't care what he is. I don't care if he's not the kind of running back you want. We drafted him and we want you to use him. We drafted him and we want you to use him, and we don't want you to try to put him in situations to where he will fail. Let's check him out in the Denver Bronco game, Sigma man. Appreciate you rocking with me tonight. Let's look at him in the Broncos game. Yeah, when you're looking at Jaden Blue, I'm telling you, man, you're not looking at bad numbers. Heck no, this dude ain't running like no punk. This dude was 8 of 29, 3.6 yards per carry. On 8 carries? Shoot, man, this dude can run the ball, man. He's not a between the tackle guy is the problem. But when they got him on them outsides, 14, 8, whatever you want to do. Nah, this dude can run the ball, man. We got to get in our minds. Same thing with Brian Schottenheimer. Bro, he not Javonte Williams, man. Stop it. You're not Javonte Williams. Run him. Use him like they did at Texas. This dude will be a game breaker. Yeah, I agree with you, Big Rombowski. It's embarrassing as a coordinator to have the head coach step into your meetings. Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't like that. But I'm ready for him to get out of there now. Kevin Edwards, I want him to open it up a little bit more too. I agree. Open it up a little bit more, especially when it comes to George Pickens. Start throwing it on first down. Open this thing up, man. Open it up. All right. Yes, sir. Stephen White, you're welcome. You're welcome for sure. That's it, Robert Dudley. Robert Dudley, I'm going to run even if you stop me. Because I want you to know I'm still going to run. I'm going to keep running it. But I'm going to run it different ways, too. Katharina Kiss, I'm about out, too. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Yes, sir. Old Styler, I talked about this earlier. We'll get to that here soon. We'll get to that soon. All right. Great night. Best chat on YouTube. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Hold on, Bert. He said your philosophy is bet on Dallas will score 40 every game because defense will spot you 27 points. Every team will take that bet. Now let's hope the change is moving forward. Well, Bert, I can tell you this. The Cowboys couldn't do it. They've shown us 2 weeks in a row now, Bert, they couldn't do it. Couldn't score 30 against the Broncos. Barely scored 20 against the Arizona Cardinals. So now they got to take a different approach. Bert, defense going to step up. And then let's see what this offense is against the Raiders, because I'm telling you, it is falling flat on its face for multiple reasons. Albert, man, let me tell you something. I got this hoodie off of Fashion Nova. They don't have them anymore. And it is actually an officially licensed an officially licensed NFL NFL wear. And they ran out of them, and they have not restocked them. Man, I wish they could get some more. I'd get y'all some of them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Albert Donaldson. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all take that part about y'all can take that part with the mental health stuff if y'all want to, man. Y'all repost that if you want to. Maybe it can help somebody. I appreciate y'all. Maybe I'll even take it out and repost it too. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. Until the next time, TC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys when we talk facts. Peace.